Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Train Station Renovation. This game is developed by Live Motion Games and published by Ultimate Games and released on June 2nd, 2021 for a price of $15.99. So what is Train Station Renovation? If you happen to play the game House Flipper, that released last year, it's pretty much a simulation game where you are more or less like a cleanup style crew where you're proceeding through various destinations in the game, going to run down different environments and facilities, and ultimately going through and trying to renovate them and bring them back up to their former glory days, so to speak. You'll have a variety of tools and things that you'll do, from picking up trash to solving almost puzzle-like things you need to do, as well as specific challenges to progress through the game. When you first dive into the game, you're going to often find yourself in these varying areas that are either in disrepair, need various graffiti things removed, or various different little tasks done. It can be anything from lights and electrical things not working down to just tons and tons of trash all throughout the game. We'll kind of stay out of the little flickering area, but I do want to at least show you guys a little bit about what's here in the game. You'll do things a lot of the times just cleaning up the rail yards and areas, but you're also going to oftentimes work on trains, fix tons of broken debris and different facility items. And while you're playing, you're going to have a wide variety of tools. As you can see here, this is a tool wheel. You have options to upgrade all your tools throughout the game and do a ton of various things while you're playing to try to just overall increase the appeal of the area, from just sponging off graffiti to picking up and collecting trash and building bags and bins, to sort everything out into their perspective, things that like systems that they really need to be at to really get this place back up. While you're playing through the game, there's going to be this kind of starred system here, so you can get from no stars all the way up to 5. And as you complete and get stars, it's basically gauged on how well you clean up the area. Obviously, your ultimate goal will be to try to get 100% of the station back up and running. So you'll need to place all the items that need to be placed in the game, clean up everything that needs to be cleaned up, pick up all the trash and loose things in the area, as well as just make sure everything's as tidy as it can be. Now, when you are picking different things up, some things will kind of just pick up in normal motions, and others you'll end up breaking and dismantling. So, for example, here I don't have the right tool equipped, so the game will actually tell me what to equip to really just kind of get rid of any of the debris and things that don't belong here, as well as what I need to do to replace those specific things. Um, every single map that you kind of encounter as you're journeying through the game is going to really vary and change. The map here is one of the first ones you're going to see that interact with a night area, as well as here's a train washing station. Like, has anybody even ever seen one of these things? It's definitely kind of interesting and really cool to take a look at. As well as when you're going through all the different areas, you don't have to perfect everything. You can kind of go at your own pace, but if you want to unlock and proceed throughout the game, you'll kind of need to do that. As well as your little home base here, as you first start out into the game, this is going to be kind of really rundown and pretty crappy, but as you get through all these areas in the game, you're going to start to really unlock more and more things to really kind of amp up your fundings, as well as just the aesthetics of your like home base, as well as this really cool little train set that you can kind of interact and toy with, which is definitely really fun and entertaining to kind of play with and explore. There's not really a whole lot else to the game outside of, you're just going through it, renovating things in a train station and trying to bring everything back into its former glory. Majority of the time when you are playing, it's just going to be spending a couple hours in each of the various specific areas, picking up all the different trash, and just cleaning up things. Now, one thing I do want to show is we'll load back here into one of the levels, and I'll kind of show you a good way to help track some stuff. You can only really do one area at a time, and once you kind of finish it, you're done. You don't get to go back once you've 100%ed it. So unfortunately, I can show you the ones that we've already done. I didn't get any recorded to those. But while you are playing around in the game, there is this cool functionality that lets you do a scan feature that allows you to send out this kind of pulse, and it will alert you to anything that you do need to fix and clean up in the game. So it's definitely a nice little touch to the game, as well as, just all the varying things that you'll get interact with. Probably the most annoying things that I think I've had to deal with is just really dealing with graffiti, but for the most part, nothing is too complicated. I do like that each map is laid out very, very differently, and that there are all kinds of unique and interesting tasks for you to complete, as well as kind of an overarching, special tasks to do in those areas. So if you see that repair the train wash, that's only in this level, and every time you play different levels, they do kind of change up on you. So you're constantly getting to do different things while you're playing throughout the game, and it's definitely a unique and interesting experience. Control-wise, it's a little kind of finicky to get used to really how the controls work and function in the game, but once you kind of figure out what to do, it really helps simplify things. So I definitely say if you are struggling at first with the controls, just kind of, brace yourself, become a really big fan of this little kind of scanning pulse feature, and look when you're in areas at the bottom right of your screen so you can tell if you need to work on, putting in new items. Now, when it comes to the upgrading portions of the game, there's all kinds of things that you can put into those train stations, but if you want to just make it the easiest thing possible, you can place down multiple of the same item, and I would always recommend just going with the cheapest item possible if you're going for certain achievements, as well as if you are picking up this game, there is an achievement that you can mess up and require you to restart the entire game, so make sure you do things like sorting trash properly. Don't upgrade any of your tools, as if you do any tooling upgrades, it will affect some of the achievements and you'll end up having to restart the entire game all over again. And I'm sure most people don't want to have to redo, 20 to 30 hours worth of work just to retrigger a handful of achievements. Overall, though, if I have to give this game any type of rating or review, I'm probably looking at giving this game about a 7 out of 10. It's fun. There's a the game, but a lot of what there is to do is kind of repetitive. I do like the massive variety in the stations. I do like the visuals. You definitely feel like you're in those proper environments, but a lot of the tasks are, kind of mundane, especially after you complete the, more level specific tasks that you're doing at the various stages. And there are a few bugs that you'll occasionally counter, or things that just don't want to place right, or that don't really want to trigger in certain areas that I did encounter while playing. That definitely kind of lower the bar for me a little bit in the game. I'm a big fan of simulation style games. I definitely think this is worth picking up if you, need a new simulation game to play, but, note that you're going to be kind of doing a lot of the same repetitive, simple tasks when you are playing the game. Outside of that, if you guys do want to pick up the game, we do have a link down in the description. If you have any questions, as always, let us know down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer any of them. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you next time.